It's time for March's voted Thematic List Build. Thank you all for voicing your picks. And much to my surprise, it was one of the Badab chapters. This one is for the Tyrants of the Badab Sector, the chapter which was sworn to protect it, the Astral Claw, correction, the Red Corsairs. For those new, the goal of the Thematic List Build series is to create a 2K Strike Force sized list based around a theme related to the focused faction. And with that stated, let's take a look at the sub-faction rules. The Chaos Space Marines sub-faction rules are classified as traits, and the Red Corsairs trait is Raiders from the Maelstrom. It offers 2 perks applying to infantry, biker, and hellbrute models. The first grants those units a powerful exception, allowing them to advance and charge. The second perk grants detachments bonus command points. If a detachment contains 3 units with this trait, it provides +1 CP, and if a detachment has 3 Chaos Space Marine units within it, it provides +3 CP. I like this sub-faction rule quite a bit. To me, it's a 10 out of 10 as far as providing thematically accurate benefits. The Red Corsairs are the space pirate raiding Chaos Space Marine faction, and so advance and charge speaks to their aggression. And the CP benefits they gain reflects their great resources acquired from their plundering raids. My gripe with Raiders of the Maelstrom is the same old issue. Red Corsairs army-wide rule is advance and charge, but it only applies to infantry, biker, and hellbrute models, when the precedent since pretty much 2018 has been for army-wide rules to affect all standard units. And GW hasn't fact this because, well, they want that next publication to have the best possible perceived value. Yeah, just deprive them of sustenance so years later that standard meal everyone else has been eaten looks real good.
Hear me and rejoice.
But I digress. Regarding the thematic objectives of the list, they are Consummate Raiders. Advancing and charging is a potent and admittedly fun flex, and plentiful resources. This goal is to get as much value as we can out of the CP-oriented bonuses that the Red Corsairs can access, which will allow them to better squeeze the efficiency out of the stratagems Chaos Space Marines lean on. Now let's head over to the list breakdown. The list is structured into a patrol and an outrider, which sets the initial command point count to 9. Let's start with the leader of this army. Serving as the warlord is none other than the Tyrant of Badab himself, Huron Blackheart. His rules are pretty dated, but yet he has some unique redeeming qualities. For starters, he's got the standard Chaos Lord aura and invulnerable save. But he's also a Psyker, able to cast and deny 1 power, and cast an additional power while Hamadria is alive. The power I've given him is Prescience, as it bolsters Death to the False Emperor, and aligns with our advancing and charging common army ability. Huron's warlord trait is Reaver Lord, giving Huron 1 extra attack for each character he slays. This in itself isn't a great reward for the feasibility of the challenge, but this trait provides 1 extra relic to a Red Corsair's character, saving us the CP it would otherwise cost. And his Tyrant of Badab ability gives us another command point for him acting as the warlord. So we're off to a pretty good start for our plentiful resources goal. Let's move on to the troops of our patrol. Unsurprisingly, to get the maximum yield of Raiders from the Maelstrom, we're taking 3 units of Chaos Space Marines, all taken with bolt guns and the champions taking chainswords. Their job is to provide layers of defensive redundancy on your back line, and they provide us 3 more command points. Further fortifying the back line and providing some anti-armor fire support are 2 squads of Havocs with las cannons, marked Slanesh for the endless cacophonies. And here are the first 2 units of our high-speed raiders. 2 units of Raptors loaded up identically, all with bolt pistols and chainswords and icons of excess, with each champion taking 2 lightning claws. These Raptors will be able to move 12 inches with fly before advancing and then charge, ripping up a boatload of hits thanks to Death to the False Emperor triggering on 5s due to the icon, and 4s if hit with Prescience. Taking up 2 elite slots are 2 Hellbrutes with Power Scourges and Multi-Meltas. Their job is to provide some quality fire support and leverage their decent melee output versus elite infantry as they trundle up the board. And the second HQ of this patrol is an Exalted Champion. taken with 2 lightning claws which are replaced with the relic demon weapon, the Rapacious Talons. This in effect bumps the lightning claw's damage up to 2, and on a 2+, he makes that many more attacks, which makes him a spicy fighter in his own right. But he also provides a powerful supportive ability for the many melee units in the list, which helps their lower strength but high volume better trade up. Moving on to the Outrider. At its core, it's composed of another 3 units of Chaos Space Marines, armed with bolt pistols and chainswords with the goal of going forward and applying pressure, or they can instead be used for some strategic reserve secondary objective actions. A job that isn't too taxing since these 3 units give us another 3 command points. In this detachment is also a Chaos Rhino. The Rhino provides some flexible protection, whether you need to shield some Chaos Space Marines as they go up the board, or if you need to protect your Havocs from some indirect fire. Use it as you feel best. In the Outrider, we have a few more aggressive raiding units, starting with 3 units of 5 Chaos Bikers marked Slanesh taken with the Icon of Excess, and with each champion taking a single Lightning Claw and the 4 Bikers swapping their pistols for chainswords. These 3 units are intended to operate like the Raptors, but instead of moving 12 inches with Fly, they move 14, auto-advancing 6 and charging, and also leverage Death to the False Emperor on 5s or 4s with Prescience. This is followed up with a single unit of Warp Talons which are 5 strong, and can be utilized similarly to the Raptors, though having better weapon options per body with an invulnerable save allows them to take on some tougher targets. Leading the Outrider is a Dark Apostle. He's marked Nurgle, so in addition to the Dark Zealotry prayer, he knows the Nurgle prayer to increase his toughness. But more importantly, he knows Illusory Supplication, which gives models within 6 inches a 5-up invulnerable save, which can make all the difference to help those power-armored bodies stick around. And since we have the bonus provided by the Reaverlord trait, we're going to give him the Black Mace to give him a little more close combat punch. And to fill up those last 10 points are going to be the Dark Apostle's 2 Disciples, which will help ensure those prayers are answered. And that's the list. It comes to exactly 2,000 points and provides 16 command points, ignoring the Outrider and extra relic tax, which isn't too shabby when you consider another army running this patrol plus Vanguard combo with an extra relic would only have 8 command points. What the list offers is a bunch of light units that are surprisingly quick, and can trade up fairly well thanks to the combination of rules like Death to the False Emperor, the Icon of Excess, Prescience, and given the plethora of CP, the many units within, plus the Red Corsairs stratagem, more where they came from, the list lends itself well to secondary objectives like deploy teleport homers and engage in all fronts, which speaks to the flavor text of the Raiders from the Maelstrom trait almost perfectly. That's a wrap on this one. Thanks for voicing your picks for this Red Corsairs Thematic List Build. And thanks for watching, and a special thanks to my patrons, Julius Maximus, as well as the others who help keep the dream alive. If you have any questions, comments, or requests, please feel free to drop them down below. And if you are a Red Corsairs player, I'd be curious to know how you are finding them in 9th edition. So, if you enjoyed this video, there is a like button. And if you want to help this channel grow, there is a subscribe button. There is also a bell button and a share button, so press the buttons you want to press. And with that, I will hope to see you guys in the next one.